Yo, what is up, guys? This is my Abyss guide. This is all the steps you should follow to become one of the best in Abyss. Right now, you can see I'm level 35. I know I haven't grinded that much, but this is my guide on how to become a GOAT. So first of all, when you first spawn in, you should see the Kraken. Take the Kraken's quest and complete all 5 of them. Once you complete all 5 of them, just follow what he says and basically just follow what tubes he tells you to get. And then once you have the pufferfish tube and once you have the advanced harpoon, you are now basically ready to get out of this area. Firstly, before you leave, what you need to do is you need to accept the quest from Viela, like the second you spawn in, and you need to accept the quest Mr. Black. Once you accept those two, those are more of passive quests. You don't really have to focus on them. They're more just playing the game. They're not really quests that you need to focus on. And then do the scientist quest. The best way to do this quest is just walking around the side. You should find all of the objects super easily. They're all in this area, like the breathing area, by the way. And then once you do that, you are ready to move on to Ancient Sands, which is the second area, arena, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to cut this bit, but basically behind the tubes area, just go straight. Okay, now once you get here, you'd probably want to get air. You might have to pop a couple of oxygen tanks just for now, just to get down here. And you should see a hole right here called Crazy Jeff's Shop. And then once you get here, you unlock the teleporter for Ancient Sands, and you unlock the shop. And now, what you want to do is you want to come up here to Marcus. And you want to do all 5 of Marcus's quests. 5 or 6 or 7, I don't really remember. And then grab the boat tube and the harpoon tube. And then once you get these both, you're ready to come down to Crazy Jeff's shop and walk yourself inside of here and grab the harpoon. This harpoon is what you should be sticking with for probably a while, I'm not gonna lie. So that harpoon is really useful because you're probably going to stick with it for like a while. And then once you complete Marcus's quest, you'll notice that you'll get a burger. Once you get the burger, come over to this building right here. And then you want to make your way up here. And you'll see Grumpy Hank and a tube. You don't want to buy the tube. The tube is not what you should be buying next. Then you got Grumpy Hank here too. Okay. So once you complete, you should only complete the first three of Grumpy Hank's, because the last quest is super hard and it's just a massive waste of time. It's just not worth it. Catching an ancient shark and like 5 big mouse, I'm pretty sure, it's just not worth it at all. So once you complete his quest, make your way back to Forgotten Deep. Now hear me out, this might sound weird, but just trust me on this. Go back to Crazy Jeff's shop. And so remember, once you completed the first 3 of his quests, or it doesn't matter really when, but once you have another 18,000 saved up after you've bought the Crazy Jeff shop, once you have another 18,000 saved up, come back to Forgotten Deep and then come over to the bestiary guy. Where is he? It's all the way over here. Sometimes the Kraken is orangey and he just spits you the right way, which just happened to me. which is really lucky. But yeah, once you come back here, go to the bestiary guy, and then come over to this submarine. And then you'll notice that there's a diver here, and then if you're looking for a tier 2 chest, it'll be right behind it. There's a diver right here, and then there's a tube right here. Obviously, I've already bought it, but you need to complete the diver's quest until you can buy this tube right here, because this is the next tube you should be getting. And then, I know this might be weird, but go back to Forgotten Deep again, just so you can breathe. And then once you're back here, go straight back to the well, not necessarily to the submarine, but go in the middle of it. You'll see why in a second. Okay, now when you're at Mordred's cave, you'll see, you won't have these red things, by the way. You'll see Mordred. You want to complete all 4 of his quests to get all 4 of the rubies and to get this gun. This is the next gun you should be getting. Okay? But you might be wondering, how do you get that much money so quickly? Now, I'll show you. Well, I won't show you how to get money, but it might take you a while to just get that much money at Forgotten Deep. At Ancient Sands. So you should be moving on to Spirit Roots, but make sure you take his quest before you move on to Spirit Roots, just so you can do it while you're at Spirit Roots. Now once you get to Spirit Roots and you come to this entrance, go to Lumi, instantly accept her quest. Her quest is probably one of the easiest in the game. It's not hard, and it's only a one-time quest, so it's super easy. Now, when you're saving up for Mathroot's gun or whatever, do not buy this gun. This gun is, I bought it because I thought it was good, but do not buy this gun, trust me. If you're trying to progress as fast as you can, you should definitely skip this gun. But don't skip this oxygen tube. This oxygen tube is probably one of the next oxygen tube you should get. And then, once you complete, come to this girl and complete all 3 of her quests. So you can drop the barrier around here, so you can have access to the next gun and the next tube that you should be buying. And you should be doing Victor's quest, all 7 of them. They are really hard, not really hard, but they do take a while. And yeah, and then once you get these 2 guns, you want to go back. You want to go back to Forgotten Deep. What I like to remember is come to the scientist and come directly this way. This is probably one of the easiest ways you can remember it, and since you probably use this a lot, it will be super useful. Once you get to this pirate ship, this is the Lost Captain right here. Complete all of his quests. He's probably some of the hardest quests in the game. As you can see, I'm only up to quest 2, but I haven't really tried, to be honest. And then you'll open this gate once you complete all 4 of his quests. That's where you should buy the next harpoon and the next gun. Those are the best harpoon and the best gun, best tube and best gun in the game. Not by far, but by a bit, by a lot. And then you might be wondering, you've probably seen people use Bob's harpoon or Bob's tube, and if you're wondering how to get that, I can show you. So you might have seen this secret door before. That is how you get Bob's harpoon and Bob's gun. Personally, I think that it is not worth it at all. It costs more than the best harpoon and the best tube in the game, and it's like it's not even worth it. You do more damage with the harpoon, but the cooldown and the length of the bar is just like way worse. And tube, I don't really know the stats that much, but I just know that it's not good. But if you're watching this, please buff this. It is so much harder to get than the lost captain. It is so much harder to get, and like it costs more money. So personally, I think that needs to be buffed a little bit. Um, Now that we're finished, subscribe, like, comment how much you're liking the Valentine's update, comment what video you want next, and have a great day. Hope you guys like the Abyss progression guide. I hope you guys strive in Abyss.